Signed by the National Basketball Association on the left, Darryl Garretson, and on the right, with all of his folks back in Virginia watching tonight, Jess Kersey. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Western Conference, particularly in the Pacific Division, so you get an idea about how these two teams stand up. Phoenix on top. They are red hot, 19-4, followed by the Los Angeles Lakers, who are 16-7. They come in here 3 games behind in the absence of Magic Johnson, who incidentally has watched his club play to a 2-2 record in the 4 games that he has missed. And Golden State back in third, 13-8, 5 games behind the leading Phoenix club, followed by Seattle, San Diego, and Portland in that order. So there is the way it shapes up. And this Golden State team, a team that finished way, way, way down at the bottom of things last year, a great reversal. Last year, the second worst record in the NBA, 24-58. And there is one of the reasons why they gave up a big fella by the name of Robert Parrish and the #1 pick that Golden State earned in the draft to the Boston Celtics to get the rights to the #1 pick in the country out of the college draft. And there is the pick of the litter, Joe Barry Carroll, coming in here averaging 10 or 14.3 points per game. He is a big one. He played at Purdue. You know the story pretty well, I'm sure. We'll fill you in. He's 7 feet. He's going against 7'2" Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Tap goes to Michael Cooper. We are underway. Eddie Doucette and John McLaughlin on the West Coast. This second game of our USA Thursday night doubleheader. Deep to the king. And Carroll with a rebound. Over the last half dozen games, he's averaged over 10. There's John Lucas, the Maryland All-American of yesterday. Carroll. And the kid's got a nice touch, John McLaughlin.
He got in on the break, but he was the trailer, and of course there's a great opportunity there, and he shows you he can shoot. That will pull Kareem out of that hole defensively.
Big guy tries to put the ball down, go into the hole. They take it away, and they've got a breakaway. All world, Lloyd free. A follow jam, but rub it out, and there'll be a foul called on the play.
Let's set the strategies for these two teams, if we can, for just a moment for you, as you see the fast break once again. The ball up to all-world Loy Free. He takes it in, draws the foul from Jones. Golden State likes to run. L.A. likes to run. Both clubs feel they can do it well, but the Lakers experiencing some turnover problems, in particular with Norm Nixon in their last outing, Eddie, with 8 turnovers. He's having to change roles once again now that Magic has been injured. Nixon is called upon to control the offense.
Free spends a lot of time at the free throw line. In fact, last year he was 572 of 650 to lead the NBA in that category. And now we've got a foul. Lloyd Free, a fellow who likes to feature himself as somewhat of a decent defensive player, reaches in on Michael Cooper, and that might be a tough matchup for him. Free at 6'3", and Cooper at a legit 6'6". He has to fill the shoes of the departed Magic Johnson. Tough role.
Although, you know, on the other hand, Free plays a lot bigger than his 6'3", but he will have to keep Cooper out of that post-up position.
Deep to the low box. There's the big guy. Look at them swarm to the middle, and he takes the sky hook and hurls it home. 4-2, Golden State by a pair. John Lucas, formerly of Houston, out of the University of Maryland. They try to drop it to King or make that Larry Smith. There's a story, John. There's a guy that came from nowhere, 6'8", 210 from Alcorn State. They watched him play over in Hawaii in one of those postseason college games and said he didn't weigh enough. He came to camp about 15 or 20 pounds heavier, and now they call him Mr. Mean in Golden State. He is averaging 10.4 rebounds a game, number 8 in the NBA.
From too skinny, perhaps, maybe the small quick bowler. Oh, look at the pass, and look at King get up in the air. John Lucas orchestrating.
Bernard King, who curled out of a bag full of trouble last year to come into a healthy, happy situation so far in Golden State. There's Bernard, came from New Jersey. 6-2, the Warriors. They're pumped up for this one. Remember, they have won 10 straight games here at home. Their all-time best 12. Knocked away from Nixon. That was Lucas, and he gets it back. And Bernard King back to John Lucas, and the Warriors have jumped on top by an early 6. It's 8-2. Big start by the Golden Staters, and they are young. They are youthful. Kareem Abdul, the king, in the middle against Joe Barry Carroll. Off the iron and the miss shot. Lakers can't do it. Wilkes on the miss. Here's Lucas on the breakaway. Bernard King, he rams into the standard, but he's all right. Comes up as they come down with a one-man advantage, L.A. Nixon Tipped by the king, Abdul-Jabbar. And it's 8-4. The Lakers trail it by 4, but they are still the reigning world champions.
Now, that's one concern that Golden State has. Al Attles said prior to the game that he wants to try to keep L.A. off that offensive board. Don't give them second shot chances because they are a good rebounding team.
Little give and go didn't work. Lakers fight to get it back, and Cooper, who's a great defensive player, goes to Nixon on a 3-on-1. Left wing trailer on the bust out, Jamal Wilkes, and he lays it up there, and now LA's come back, and they trail by 2.
And that's what good defense will do. It'll make the other team turn the ball over. Then you can run the other way. And Eddie, I think Nixon should have a big offensive night and keep the pressure on John Lucas. That could force Golden State into some type of defensive adjustment.
Little post-up effort to try and get to King. They force him away from the basket. Back to Lucas with the clock at 5. Shot clock down to 5 ticks, and he pumps it in. And it's 10-6, and Lucas has got 4. The Lakers will get out of the blocks in a hurry. We saw them in our Thursday night second game of the doubleheader on USA last Thursday. And what they do is they get the big lead, but they run out of gas because they play 7, maybe 8 men at the most. The other teams that are healthier and deeper are starting to run them into the ground in the fourth quarter. 10-6 on the turnover.
That was an offensive foul on Jabbar trying to set the screen on the baseline.
King, Lloyd Free from Brownsville in New York. And from downtown, he can't put one in. That's Lucas. Jimmy Jones, and he can't hang on to the melon. Jones is having one of his better years, and Jimmy, who has really gone on a health kick. He has given up all the fat food. In fact, his favorite meal was a fat burger in L.A. He gave it all up, and now he is down to slim, trim playing weight. We'll take a break with a timeout on the floor. Golden State 10, Los Angeles 6. And remind you, as we call
particular, would like to keep the pressure on defensively as much as they can, Eddie, but they haven't spent a lot of time on a lot of trapping. Al Attles feels that some of his young players, Joe Barry Carroll in particular, has gotten into some foul difficulty early in the season, so therefore he wants to play pretty much heads-up defense.
What would you know about defense?
Well, actually, I read a few books on it and tried to learn how to play it, but I found out one thing, Eddie. You have to have quickness.
Yeah, and you had all of that, didn't you?
Yeah, all in my fingers.
There's a fellow you know well. You
Yes.
played with him on that World Championship team 10 years ago, this time in Milwaukee. Kareem Abdul the King. Right next to him, Jamal Wilkes, who's having a great year. And the Lakers, who are trailing by 4 right here at Golden State. John, it'll be interesting to see how Al Attles substitute his young team, particularly Joe Barry Carroll, who's not used to this long, rigorous schedule, and he's had problems as far as stamina is concerned over the length of an entire game.
Well, they're obviously going to have to get him as much rest as they can, and in this game tonight, they want to double team on Jabbar as much as possible, but they will wait, ideally, until he puts the ball on the floor because he passes it too well.
Bernard King to Lloyd Free, averaging 25 a game. Look at the way they clear out, let him work on 6'6" Cooper. Back to King. Not to be confused with the man in the middle for L.A. and the Regal goal. Abdul the King. Back to Cooper. There's Kareem. Underneath, nice pass. Jamal Wilkes deflected underneath by Smith. Mr. Mean. The kid came from Alcorn State, and he can sky. On top, Lucas with a drop lead feed. Look at the thrust to the hoop. And Bernard King can't get it done, but Jabbar's got it, and they got a 3-2 bust out. And Wilkes again going to the opposite wing to fill the lanes in the break, and the Lakers with another breakaway. And right now, Golden State's transition game not real good.
That's right. That's a good point. Golden State concentrating on attempting to rebound, but one thing they are not doing as they're going to the offensive boards is getting back to cut off that break.
On the inside attempt by Smith, and on the rebound effort there by Jimmy Jones, the young kid who has had problems in this one particular area, and that he has had a lot of fouls called against him, and his anxiety to get it back commits the foul.
And look at it again. That was a nice cut, but Jimmy Jones was right there to create some difficulty defensively, and he was in good position for the rebound.
John, in their game in New York the other night, Golden State sent the Knicks to the line. They had 53 free throw attempts.
Wow. That must have been a long game as you see a patented play by L.A. clear out the baseline, dump it down to Kareem as he glides down that 3-second area to the baseline.
When you were playing with a big man, you used to sit on the other side of the floor, way out on top, looking for him and calling for him to give me back the ball. And then when he made the 2-pointer, you'd stand up and applaud, right?
That's correct. He wanted those assists, as do many of these players, and that makes a player even a better player.
Cooper. Kid came from New Mexico. Lakers knew where he was. They tried to hide him. They were lucky to get him in the 3rd round after they opted for a couple of other players. And believe me, they were lucky to get him that low. That's Joe Barry Carroll.
Now, that was a good shot. Kareem came right out on him. It looked like he may have even deflected the ball, but Carroll, a good shooter with good concentration. And there's another good shooter. Norm Nixon can go inside and out.
How's his role changed in the absence of Magic?
Well, obviously, he was the playmaker before Magic came, and then when Magic got there, they took the ball away from him, made him a scorer, and gave the ball to Magic. Now, he has to control the ball again for this team.
And he did to the tune of tying the ball game. Now we got a basket interference call, and we'll rub out the 2-point play by Golden State. You'll see it again.
Now look at the shot. Now watch the ball. The ball is still in the imaginary cylinder. There's an imaginary cylinder that goes directly up from that basket. When the ball is in that area, you are not allowed to touch it.
Looked like it was drooping over the side a little bit, however.
I used to dream of touching it in the imaginary cylinder. I couldn't get up that high.
I used to dream of touching the net. 14-14, a tie.
You saw me play, huh?
A lot. Here's a replay.
This is a nice play off the ball. Cooper inside, going from weak side to strong side, gets the ball and draws a lot of attention just because he could double pump at that point. Drew the foul, and at times you have to double pump and hope someone fouls you, or otherwise it might be a little embarrassing.
This kid here is a great player. They really found one. He's averaging 28+ minutes a game, shooting 90% at the line, 8 points per game. And right now the Lakers have taken a 2-point lead. They have come down from off the deck, something that Roberto Duran did not do. They've come out, stuck with it, and it's 16-14 LA. We got a foul call. And let's see, that'll be on Norman Nixon, and that'll be the 2nd team foul. Lloyd Freed, one of the guards. Let's see what we have here. Youngster Smith sits down, and Ricky Brown, their number 2 pick on the 1st round. They had 3 picks in the first 24 last spring. Brown was the 13th pick overall. Here's Brown with the ball. He's 6'10". Clock running down to 11. Lucas with time left, pumps it up there. Jamal Wilkes, good rebounder, gets and goes to Nixon. Lob feed in the break ahead. They were trying to lead Cooper. That's a patented play that they like to run a little closer in. But Nixon tried it from midcourt that time and overled his man, Cooper.
Now that was really not a good choice by Nixon. He's a great player. I respect him tremendously. But he will turn the ball over. Now there was a situation, had he continued to push it up the floor, he had Jabbar coming in on the break with him.
Almost a mistake by All-World, but he gets it to a teammate, and then he gets it right back from Bernard King. King may have pulled up hurt on the ankle. He is still back there, but look at the pass by Cooper to Wilkes. Boy, they do a good job of running the break, John, and Wilkes is the man that is right on the spot all the time. They have now taken a 4-point lead at 18-14. Wilkes with 6.
Boy, when that ball goes up, the Lakers doing an excellent job of getting out of that break, and of course Kareem keys it.
Cooper will get the foul on this one, trying to get the ball to Lloyd free. For the Lakers now, that'll be number 3, and you'll see it here. We'll remind you that Wilkes with his 6 points, all on breaks, nothing from the outside.
Obvious foul, no guess on that one. Cooper turned his back on Free for just a moment, then he had to get back and committed the foul.
Bernard King, wrap around, drop, leave. John Lucas lays it up high off the top. It's hot, and Jones has got it. Cooper, look at them get the ball to the middle, and they go to the guard. He handles it well, and they do move the ball nicely as Wilkes up around. Hoop doesn't want it. And what do we have? Basket interference.
Jimmy Jones was in it, same call, and that was a good call. The ball was still in the cylinder, and the Lakers right now doing an exceptional job of running a patented fast break. Nixon is always in the middle. As soon as they get the outlet on the wings, they get the ball right to the middle, and then they run 3-on-2, 3-on-3 fast break.
Jones looked like he was reaching for one of those fat burgers that time. Got caught. He's supposed to give up on all that junk food. Jimmy Jones has taken off about 15 pounds and really has come into camp. Best shape of his life. Good kid, enjoying life in LA.
You know, that's a real testimony for the value of quickness. When he took that weight off, it made him quicker.
We got a foul called on Abdul-Jabbar. Daryl Garrettson making the call. That is 2 on Kareem, who's added a little upper body strength as well.
I spoke to Kareem prior to the game just to say hello. I don't get to see him that often anymore, of course, and And he said, boy, he says, a lot of guys trying to get my job. It's tougher all the time. And, you know, when he came into basketball, Eddie, he thought he only wanted to play 2 or 3 years.
Bernard King on the wild hook shot. And knocked out of bounds by Joe Barry Carroll. Kareem, examine your hands when you walk in. See if you still had that nice flexible movement in your wrist.
Little touch.
Did you check your pockets for the 3-in-1 oil?
Listen, I kept those guys off of him.
Keep those hinges oiled nicely,
right,
John.
It's the knee hinges that are gone.
That's the sky hook that rarely misses. The rebound and the outlet by Bernard King to Lucas Dupree, a 2-on-1. And Lloyd Free watches his teammate Ricky Brown jam home 2. Ricky Brown, 6'10" from Mississippi State, 235. All he did as a college senior was average over 20 and averaged 14.5 rebounds a game. There's that sky hook, as pure as that New England maple syrup. 8 points for the King, 20-16 the score. Lakers by 4. That's Joe Barry Carroll. Nice looking hook. Outlet by Jimmy Brewer, who snuck in. He was a good pickup, but he fills the shoes vacated by Mark Landsberger, recovering from a sprained ankle. Good thrust to the middle that time, but a foul call to take it away.
This is advancing the ball up the floor quickly, and Wilkes just takes it to the basket. Very obvious foul. Actually, right now, the Lakers taking very little time in setting up their offense. If they don't have a break, as we look at the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches, the playing assistant coach, Clifford Ray.
6'9", big man, 235, 10-year man from the University of Oklahoma. Played in the high school band, that's all he did. Never played high school basketball. Well, he's big enough to take care of 2 jobs right now, let alone 1.
And the year they won the World Championship, as Sonny Parker comes into the game for John Lucas, Parker can go forward or guard. But the year they won the championship, Clifford Ray was credited by his teammates with really being a catalyst for their team.
And a tough job he had, because that was the year that he came over here in exchange for Nate Thurman, and everybody said, hey,
right,
how can you take our beloved Nate away? But yet they won the championship a few short years back. All right, 22-16, Jamal Wilkes with 8. Have you noticed so far, very few outside shots. Most of the scoring done in where coaches like to see it. Short range, high percentage, in deep in the land of the Giants, like there. Bernard King.
Bernard King, one of the very good ones inside, as we see it almost turnover as Eddie Jordan came into the game for the Lakers.
Nice pickup, huh, John?
Very nice. And they needed that in place of Magic Johnson. They needed someone else to help orchestrate.
He can move it. The King, look at the double team help. Every time the ball goes to Kareem, they'll have 2-3 men around him. King, he can dribble it. He looks like the Duncan Yo-Yo man underneath the Clippers. He's a 53% shooter, and that's why. Everything is from 1 feet out. Tip in by Ricky Brown. He's got 4. Ricky Brown, 13th pick in the very first round. Trying to go to Kareem, and Clifford Ray leans that ton of bricks over the top of the big man's shoulder and fouls him from behind. We'll take a break. And what a pace they have set so far. Big action with 2:37 to play in the first period. Los Angeles 22, Golden State 20. We'll pause right now for this word. You're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Network.
The exciting world of the major.
Last Friday night in Phoenix, sat down there with Jimmy Carvallis and Kyle Rote Jr., and I really enjoyed it. Quick, these guys run from beginning to end, and I mean to tell you, there is plenty of action. Human pinball. That's what it's like, human pinball.
These two sports correlate a lot, don't they? Basketball and soccer, it's fast. You have to be in good condition to play it.
Great athletes all the way around. I tell you, those goalies in that indoor soccer game amaze me at some of the contortions. The plastic men. There's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You talk about great athletes. 3,000. This guy's got so doggone many hobbies and interests. He's got like 3,000 plus jazz albums. Do you realize what kind of money that represents?
I don't want his albums. I want his Oriental rugs.
You wouldn't even be able to begin to touch those. That's Lloyd Free. His puck trails by 3, and it'll stay that way unless Parker can crawl the imaginary ladder. He does, but it touches the top, and so it goes back over to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Eddie, it's very early in this game, but so far Michael Cooper is doing an excellent job of defending Lloyd Free. He has not gotten an easy shot yet.
Jabbar and Wilkes lead the Lakers with 8. The pass by Brewer to the big man. That's what you call a baby reverse layup. He just rocked up on the toes. Man's got 11 points. 25-20. Jabbar off to a big start. That is Lloyd Free going to Bernard King. King is 6'7". Great agility. Fine athlete. University of Tennessee. Here's All-World from Guilford. Oh, what a pass! Oh, was that pretty. He drew the crowd. He wheeled his way through the wheat and then left it for the man coming up the back door, Clifford Ray. And Clifford Ray putting in an awesome tomahawk jam. Jamal Wilkes. Busted play. Knocked away on an attempt to get to Brewer. Wilkes couldn't get a handle on it. And suddenly it's 25-24.
And oh, the value of defense. The Lakers that time turning the ball over because of the good defense of Golden State.
Now, there's no way that Golden State or anyone can stop the Lakers if they get the ball that deep to Jabbar. And he had one-on-one action, did not get any help, and Al Attles is not happy. As soon as the ball goes to Kareem, that weak side forward away from the ball has got to come over and help out. There's Sonny Parker. He's 6'6" on the trampoline. Saved by Jim Brewer. Do it, Marcus Haynes. He came out of there, didn't he?
A big Marcus Haynes. I like Jim Brewer. He'll give you 100% all the time, and he hustles out there as we have an offensive foul, a wipe-away foul on Michael Cooper.
27-24. Lakers with 51 seconds to play in the period with a 3-point lead. Paul Westhead up off the bench. He's going to get a man in here as soon as he can. Looks like the youngster from Indiana, Butch Carter. What a nice kid he is.
And a nice player, too.
Hope we'll have a chance to talk about him. Fine young man. Lloyd Free. Lean in, Cooper. Offensive foul by All-World Lloyd Free.
Wow, you won't see that call made that often, Eddie. Actually, again, good defense. What Cooper did, as he's going out, he's going to get a rest now. But Cooper played good body position, put his hand straight up in the air. Free jumped into him.
Eddie Jordan and Butch Carter. Their guard line right now, 6'1". Butch Carter, 6'5". Good body, 200-pounder. University of Indiana. There's big Jim Brewer. He's 6'9". Jordan, they triangle it down into the hole of the big man. Now you see the way they're triple teaming Jabbar, and they open it up to the open man, and Jabbar can do that as well as any big man in the game. Find the man open.
Well, the Lakers handling it very nicely. They're spreading the good shooters around him. Then they're bringing a man to the top of the circle. If they can't get it to Kareem, they can take the shot if the defense falls off of them.
10 seconds in the period. Bernard King. Oh, what a nice move by King. He saw everybody playing tough defense individually. He backed his man into the paint and hit it. Midcourt Wilkes. Not tonight. That's the end of one. And an exciting, action-packed first period of basketball it was. A score at the end of one. LA 29, Golden State 26. We'll tell you you're watching Thursday night NBA basketball. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll be right back. Fed the Washington Bullets turkey a little early. They thumped Indiana 123-108 in the game prior to this one. You had some turkey yet, John?
No, I haven't. Been traveling all day.
Well, my gang's going to wait for me, I'll tell you that. Up on top, Clifford Ray. There's your little pick and roll. Tries to get it back and goes to Purvis Short. This man here, #1 scorer, Golden State last year, off the bench. Wasn't even a starter and averaged over 17 to lead the club.
Oh, a lot of players are more comfortable coming in off that bench than they are starting.
Jim Brewer, nice play by the big guy. Your former University of Minnesota player. Took it right back up into the strength of their defense and laid it in. Boy, nice job. 31-28. Jim Brewer. Good pickup for LA, and he's filled in nicely while Landsberger, an outstanding offensive rebounder, has been mending a sprained ankle down in Los Angeles.
Both of these clubs have a number of players on their teams that are strong, go to the boards, and yet can score outside.
There's Purvis Short. Boy, he gets a hot hand. You can forget it. We can wrap it up, drop the curtain, it's all over. But he doesn't get this one, and Brewer with a rebound. That is little Eddie Jordan. Came from the New Jersey Nets. They sent a #1 draft pick in 1982 the other way. On the miss by Jones, former Marquette player. Rebound, up they come, Lucas. Off balance, one-hander, doesn't get it. Ricky Brown got the rebound at the other end, incidentally. #2 rebounder in the NCAA ranks last year at 14.5 a game. #1 was Larry Smith. He's on the Golden State bench. Number 15. There's Brown again. They got the #1 and #3 rebounder in the NCAA from a year ago. They tried to strengthen rebounding, and they did that. Did it well. Sonny Parker taking away Wilkes. Foot race on. Short tries to tie him up. Underlays. Follow-up tip. No good. Butch Carter tried to tip it in. No foul. There's Lucas. They come down with a one-man advantage. Clifford Ray tries to go cross-court to Short. Threw it through traffic that time and knocked away and out of bounds. Al Attles not happy with the call. Flips the ball blindly over the shoulder.
Well, actually, there's quite a bit of contact out there. I think Wilkes was fouled from behind. He did also on that play. But the officials letting him go a little right now.
Sonny Parker handling the ball. Parker's played primarily in the guard. Played forward just once this year. That was Saturday for a while in New York. He's a big guard at 6'7", so they like to get him down deep where he can post up.
Now we've seen rookie Carter already play some good defense. That's because he played in Indiana, right?
That's right.
And that was a nice offensive move.
What did I say that's right for? How do I know?
You don't know. Well, you have to take my word for it.
Butch Carter, what a nice young man he is. Before the game, he found out this game was going around the country. And Butch asked John if he could pass a little note on to his grandparents and relatives back in Troy, Ohio. As you look at Carter going to the hoop, wants to send his best to mom and dad and brothers. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Thoughts and prayers go out along the way. God bless all of you today and tomorrow. A constant inspiration to this young man, signed Love Butch. This young fella, a couple weeks back, temporary blindness for 45 minutes. They didn't know what it was. They rushed him to the hospital in Los Angeles, found out that he had a problem related to an irregular heartbeat or something related to a heart problem. Now they have it under control, if I'm not mistaken, with medication. Right, John?
That's what I'm told, yes. Very happy for him.
34-28, 9:41 to play here in the first half. Lakers with the lead defensively now, and there's the man we talked about, Butch Carter. Up and away, he gets the ball into the middle on the break to Jordan. Look at the pass, Jim Jones. And again, most of the scoring, both sides, done inside. So they're not allowing anybody to get the, well, actually, they're not pressuring the ball out on top, John, and they're getting the good percentage baskets inside.
Well, I think one reason is the game's so fast, and both these clubs getting it up so quickly, it's difficult to apply that out-court pressure.
Timeout, Los Angeles 36, the Warriors 28. We'll break here in the second period. And remind you, you're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Network.
We've seen some very nice defense tonight from both clubs, Golden State in particular, earlier in the game. Now we've seen LA, and I think I have to credit Carter once again with some good defense on that play and on a couple of double teams to get that fast break started for the Lakers.
The Lakers have got to, both sides as a matter of fact, have got to start pressuring the ball out on top. And again, one of the things to be concerned with if you're a Laker fan is the fact that when they're running at this kind of a pace, without using their bench to the extent that some of the other teams do, they're going to wear out in the fourth quarter, as we have seen them do in 2 of the last 3 games they have played. Now we're looking into the huddle at the other end, the Golden State end of the floor, or the Laker end of the floor, pardon me. That is Paul Westhead.
See, when the ball goes, here you are. When the ball goes up to Jimmy Jones, you're rolling back in.
Keep it going, Brew. Sustain it. We're trying to work on you, Butch. Trying to post us. Nice and hot. Pick it up.
We are back. Los Angeles leading this ball game 36-28. Here's a play that would even shudder Karl Malden if he were here. Look at that steal.
Well, this was a mismatch, and Carter knew it, so therefore he played in front of Short. The ball was thrown. He could tip it away and watch Jordan take it just long enough to draw the attention of the defense and give an easy basket to Jim Jones.
This game brought to you on the rights by the National Basketball Association. Any rebroadcast or other use of the pictures and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA is prohibited. That is John Lucas. Lloyd Free. Joe Barry Carroll back in the game trying to get in the middle can against Jones. Kareem is on the bench. Carroll tries to put it down, and he bangs it out of bounds. The Lakers with a small guard line. You don't see this very often. Of course, usually Magic or Cooper in there. Eddie Jordan and Norman Nixon.
That puts Carter up to the forward position as he misses that shot.
6'5" guard. They're playing a 3-guard offense. Knocked away Lloyd Free from behind by Jim Brewer. Picked up by Jimmy Jones. Played at Marquette for 3 years. NIT champions back in '70. That's Nixon.
Nixon, one of the very good players in basketball, and taking that move, looking like he's going to go to the basket on you, pulling up quickly for the jump shot.
4 points for Norman. Lucas pressured out on top as the Lakers have picked up the cue, and they're starting to put the heat on outside. Underneath, Joe Barry Carroll. Nice move with a big man from Purdue. Jones with a breakaway, and you've got Carter on the other end against Lloyd Free. Nice play by Butch Carter.
Excellent play. Actually, he was going away from the basket a little bit, and right now, Eddie, Golden State must contend with the fast break of the Los Angeles Lakers, and right now the Lakers running at will. And here you see it again. Free's right on him. Free can get up and block it. He didn't even attempt that time. Nice play by Carter. Potential 3-pointer.
I'd like to have a chart card right now, John, to find out how many breakaway 2-pointers LA has had. Here's Butch Carter, 6'5", 200, the rookie from Indiana. #1 field goal percentage shooter in the Big Ten at 57%, and that strikes very close to home, John McLaughlin, because when you were at Indiana, you did same.
That's right. And I don't think it lasted too long, although the one that's still maybe hanging around there is free throw percentage, although they shoot pretty good free throws down there still.
If I'm not mistaken, John, your field goal percentage mark was broken by a fellow that's sitting on the other side in a Golden State uniform, Tom Abernathy. So you're all here in attendance tonight.
Yeah, when he gets into the game, I'm not going to say anything good about him because he did that to me.
41-28. He's a fine fellow, too.
Yeah, he is.
There's Lloyd Free. They're all nice guys. I don't know any bad people. Well, underneath.
Well, the defense just guessed wrong on that play.
And again, John, they're beating him at the other end on transition, and there's Butch Carter. Boy, he's having a night.
And he's going into the land of the big guys and sticking it right in their face and showing his versatility to play forward.
All those California Redwoods can't stop the little man Carter. 6'5", that's little these days. That's your size.
If they're all Redwoods out here, you live out here, what's that make you?
I'm just a small little pine tree.
How about a pine needle? Nice move by Joe Barry Carroll.
43-32. That's not right, is it? Oh,
that's
boy.
right.
6 points now for Joe Barry.
Boy, he is really mobile for a big guy.
He really is. This is Jimmy Brewer. Jones, not a bad shooter from there.
No, he is not a bad shooter from there. He never was in high school. I remember seeing him at Racine, in Racine, Wisconsin, playing against him down there, a very fine player at the time. He could have been a big guard. Jimmy at 6'11", 220.
Well, the shooting percentages are something else. Bernard King, 9-10 points in the game. He's tough.
Well, neither team taking much time to run any offense other than bring it up and put it up.
Well, this is just your basic bring it down and play a little schoolyard ball time. As we take another look at it, we'll wrap it up with a timeout on the floor.
Here's the shot. Now watch the action underneath. It hits just the front of the rim. The rebound and the foul.
Timeout. Lakers 45, Golden State 34. No, they aren't taking a timeout. We'll keep it right here. Had me fooled there, Daryl Garrison.
That'll teach you to watch the officials.
Bernard King on the missed shot, right back with it, short. Ricky Brown. And staying with it is Bernard King. Well, I'll tell you what, Al Attles going much more freely to his bench this year than what we saw from him last year when he felt like he was a little hamstrung. There's Ricky Brown. Now watch it here.
Now watch the air ball. Sometimes when there's an air ball shot, and that means a ball that hits nothing, that makes it tougher on the defense, as you see the play right here by King, because the defense is trying to get that inside position. But you're expecting the ball to come off the rim, hopefully anyway.
Bernard King. King doing well so far. He has 13 points in the ball game. 45-37. Boy, you think about trades that are made. That trade that Golden State made with Boston. Coach Carter.
Yeah.
Talking about that trade, John, which sent Parrish and the Golden State's #1 pick to the Celtics in return for the #1 and #13 pick in the first round. Right now, Ricky Brown and Joe Barry Carroll representing those two picks. And there he is. Big mobile man. 7 feet, Joe Barry Carroll. He's got 8. 47-39.
That shows you the value of going to the basket. When you take the ball to the hoop, you're going to take some defensive people with you, and that might leave someone open.
Nixon puts it down. Lucas almost swipes it. Green. Brewer fights to get it back. Ball loose on the floor. That's Norman Nixon. Put it on a sweet spot. Lucas comes away with it. And Jordan, high as a defensive cornerback, pulls it down.
My same thought. That's smart play by Eddie Jordan.
47-39. Lakers with a lead. Nixon on a miss, gets it back. Look at the action. Carter. Oh, is he having a night?
Oh,
Butch Carter.
Well, they're moving the ball nicely, and again, they're not running any plays. It's just do whatever comes to you basketball, and again, it's the offensive rebounding of Norm Nixon getting his missed shot back.
Carter with 12 points, and we have a break. Los Angeles 49, Golden State 39 in the second period of play. We'll pause for this word. Remind you again that you're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on USA.
There's some terrific college basketball action is on tap for this weekend as the USA Network presents coverage of the Great Alaskan Shootout from Anchorage. Woo, must be cold. Top schools like Georgetown and LSU, North Carolina, Colgate will be among those taking part in this exciting round-robin event. Pull up a chair and catch all the fast-breaking play right here on the USA Network.
A sweater like that, she'd fit right in Alaska, wouldn't she? Well, it's mighty warm.
Yeah, it's too warm out here today for that, isn't it?
Beautiful out here. Beautiful all over the place. Thanksgiving. Lot to be thankful for, everybody here tonight. Got a good crowd to see the Lakers and Golden State. Joe Barry Carroll at 7 feet. They've got the youngster Ricky Brown. He is 6'10". Bernard King at 6'7". Lloyd Free at 6'3". And John Lucas at 6'2", a short 6'2". And he'll go up against Eddie Jordan and Norm Nixon, the Laker guards. They will have Jamal Wilkes back at a forward, along with Cooper, 6'6", playing at a forward on Bernard King. And Kareem will play head up on Joe Barry Carroll. Kareem actually zones the middle. And King missing an open opportunity, but a tip in. And that'll go to Ricky Brown. Boy, that kid's a good-looking player. 6'10" from Mississippi State. Averaged 20.5 points a game. He's got 6 tonight.
Golden State's an excellent offensive rebounding team, and we've seen that already tonight as Eddie Jordan, nice move right down the middle. Someone should pick him up. Shouldn't happen.
He played at Rutgers. Was playing in his backyard with the New Jersey Nets when they let him go for the #1 pick last week. Lloyd Free is so strong. That shot was actually blocked, and he still managed to get it off.
Well, Free can hang in the air, and when you play him, Eddie, you have to play him. If you're going to block the shot, you have to push him one direction or the other. Then as he takes the ball behind his head, you cannot block it from the front. You have to try to get it from the side. But as you mentioned, he goes to the line an awful lot. He shoots well from there, and therefore when he goes there a lot, he's going to get a lot more easy baskets because of the way he does play. He draws those fouls.
He's had 192 free throw attempts already this season. 51-43. Lloyd Free. Just call him World. Backdoor lob to Wilt. Not a great leaper, but so smooth inside. Look at here. And he draws the foul. Wilkes has got a myriad of shots, and he does a little bit of everything and very well as Joe Barry Carroll gets nicked for the foul.
This really looked like a set play. They wanted to bring Wilkes up as you're looking at it again. They bring him like he's coming to the free throw line. Then he goes back door, but there was a good defense there by Golden State, but Wilkes then just goes one-on-one and draws the foul.
Now they register the foul and charge it to Ricky Brown. So he's got 1, Golden State with 3, Los Angeles with 4, and we are at 4:32 to play here in the first half. Jamal Wilkes, he's out of Santa Barbara, UCLA. What a career he had there. He has not disappointed anyone as a pro. 6'6", 190, Rookie of the Year right here in '77.
Actually, the first year he made the move, Eddie, it seemed like he was having a difficult time adjusting to the system in LA, but that certainly changed quickly.
I said 77, I meant 74, the year they won the title. There's Lloyd Free. Well, big Joe Barry Carroll. Kind of like him. He's got a nice future here in this league. All Big Ten 2 years in a row, and the #1 scorer in the Big Ten with over 23 a game last year. A big tip by Jabbar. Carroll with a deflection. Lucas, a good guard, play to the middle on the break. That's Lloyd Free. And now 53-47. A little falling leaf as he laid it over the front of the iron and down.
Now that's a snark.
Turkey.
Listen, if you had much turkey in you, the way these guys are running, getting that ball out every time and running.
Ricky Brown gives way to Larry Smith. So they give way to one power forward from another one. Deep to Kareem. Nice setup play, the Lakers. He should never miss on that one and doesn't. Boy, that was nice the way they curled over the stack from the middle.
Well, I think he's taking advantage of Joe Barry in that situation. When the ball's at the top of the circle like that, Eddie, Joe Barry Carroll is letting him come to that hook, and he really should play on that top side and force Kareem away from the ball.
They're going to try and deny possession and then ball, and he's not being able to do either. And so when Kareem gets it, it's all over. That's Lloyd Free. Jabbar, incidentally, with 17 points in the game. Lloyd will go back to the line.
Now, Eddie, watch this replay, and everyone else out there. This is a good example of how Free, now watch, takes the ball behind his head when he draws the attention. And Jimmy Jones was there with a good defense, but the mistake he made was reaching down to block the shot rather than going straight up in the air to block the shot.
Lakers now with their 15 foul, extra shot going to Golden State with 2:58 to play here in the first half. Butch Carter had 12 second period points on the bench, as is evidenced by the presence of Nixon and Cooper, as well as Wilkes and Jones and Abdul-Jabbar. Penalty in, that's why the extra shot, 3 to make 2 from the active shooting situation.
You know, Lloyd Free shoots 78% from the line. If he could up that to around 90, he could average quite a few more points per game, couldn't he, as often as he goes to the line?
Certainly could.
Certainly.
57-49, LA with the lead. That's Jamal Wilkes. Kareem trying to set it up, coming to the lane from the left. Doesn't need to as Wilkes pumps one in.
Now that was the same play. They brought Wilkes from the weak side to the top of the circle. Jabbar tried to roll in front of the basket again, but Carroll that time was in that position, wouldn't allow him to do it.
Oh, look at the play by Wilkes. Took it away on a flat pass by Bernard King. Backpedals him, has him up for the hoop, and he turned it over. He turned it over. I haven't seen many turnovers so far here tonight. Pretty good play. Los Angeles had only committed one turnover in the first period. 59-49 by Chan, the Lakers. That's Lloyd Free.
Basic basketball called a pick and roll.
And you look for the trailer and Free, who has done a good job here trying to move the ball around. In fact, Lloyd Free is averaging over 5 assists a game. Gets one right there. 59-51 with 2:04 to play here in the first half.
Now the Lakers do a good job of moving Kareem around. That time he set up on the right side and brought the ball up quickly, cleared the side out, got the ball into him, and drew the foul, but it goes side court.
Lucas with a foul, his second. Golden State's fourth. Nixon on a clear up. He can shoot it. Oh boy, they got some rebounding people here. That's Mr. Mean, Smith. And a turnover as Lucas tries to come to the middle on that one. And again, he lost it.
You might wonder how that happens with great ball handlers like John Lucas, but sometimes the ball will hit a spot on the floor and it comes up just a little quicker, and therefore you can't get your hand on it, or at least you can't keep your hand on top of it.
59-51.
Post up right there, taking Cooper's size inside on Free. Nice play, and the way the Lakers play, they run a point offense with Nixon out front, and they'll run Cooper down in post-ups and off screens.
And they'll do that a lot to Lloyd Free at 6'3", who a lot of people say not real good defensively, although as Coach Al Adel says, he is better than average. Bernard King. What Lloyd Free does offensively, you cannot believe. Nice move by John Lucas, former professional tennis player as well. You know he's a good athlete. He's got 6. Last year, Lucas had 7.5 assists a game, 5th in the NBA. 2 years ago, averaged over 9 assists a game.
And Eddie, let's credit him. He's the guy that's had to make adjustments this year and given the ball to Free quite a bit more, and Lucas can't handle it like he used to as far as 98% of the time.
You don't see Jamal Wilkes do that very often, John, where he puts it down and takes it back door. And even though they got weak side help, was still not enough as Wilkes put it in.
Boy, he is a nice player. Wilkes is one of those guys, he can beat you outside, he can post you up, and yet you saw how he could go to the basket.
Lucas on a busted play after he lost it, then gets it back and goes to Joe Barry Carroll. Boy, he's got a nice look and lean in half hook there, doesn't he?
Boy, if he can perfect that shot like obviously he did then, along with that good jump shot he has, that makes him doubly effective.
Look at Carroll. He's zoning the paint area as Kareem now just coming into the picture. Carroll down there by himself, just kind of helping his teammates out until Kareem came down. Give and go. Blocked by Joe Barry Carroll.
Now that is a nice play, and you don't see the big man do it that often. Kareem, watch him here. He'll give the ball up, and then bang, right to the basket. Joe Barry Carroll got caught standing. He didn't expect him to do that. He should have taken that lane away. But Kareem stepping right to the hoop through the foul.
You can't teach people to do that. That's instinct right there. Good play right there between Jabbar and Jones and back to the big man.
You know, Eddie, too many players in all of basketball, not just in the pros, but oftentimes will give the ball up and they stand and watch. You don't want to do that. Give it up and do something. Cut or set a pick, but get movement going.
That's why that Portland team, when Bill Walton was up there and healthy, was so great. They used to do it so well. They'd get the ball to Walton, or he'd give it up and then break to the hoop. They had constantly had people flashing to the hoop, back door, weak side, all over the place, and that keeps the defense honest. You never know how to defend them, and you've got to be on your game all the time.
Well, in the Lakers situation, that's why they're averaging 30 team assists per game. That's a lot.
65-55, Lucas back to the weak side, busted up, Kareem. There's your defense. Cooper, look at that move. That is the end of the first half. Boy, he swooped in there like a big flying bird that time and laid it home. At the horn, some first half exhibition of offensive basketball. That's the end of the first half. Score, and a good one. Lakers 67, Golden State 55. This is Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Basketball Network. back with an opportunity to run down some of the individual scoring. First of all, for the Lakers, Jimmy Jones with 4 and 6 rebounds. It was Jamal Wilkes with 14 points, 19 for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 19 minutes. Had 4 rebounds to go with it. Cooper with 8, Norman Nixon with 4 and 6 assists. Very important. Jim Brewer with a pair, Eddie Jordan with 4, and Butch Carter with a sweet 12 in 7 minutes of play in the second period. Adds up to 58 or 59% rounded. They were 11 for 12 at the line and had 19 rebounds to 21 on the other side. John, quickly, how about Golden State's individual scoring?
Bernard King had 13 points on 6 for 11 shooting, 2 for Larry Smith. 14 points for Joe Barry Carroll in 19 minutes. He shot 7 for 10. He had 4 rebounds. 10 points for Lloyd Free. He only shot 7 times, Eddie. He made 2, but he made 6 for 7 from the line. 6 for John Lucas. John Lucas may look to shoot a little more. Ricky Brown with 6. 2 for Big Clifford Ray on a big slam. Sonny Parker did not score, and Purvis Short with 2.
And here's one to keep in mind. We talked about the kid, Ricky Brown, the big rebounder. Ricky Brown, number 2 rebounder in the college ranks a year ago. He had 9 rebounds. That's right, 9. 5 of them on the offensive boards in the first half. Well, he's a big, strong kid. And the other guy, Larry Smith, who started, they call him Mr. Mean. Oh, boy. He's got the ball right now. That's Larry Smith. Put on 15, 20 pounds since last year. They sag off of him. Dare him to shoot the outside shot. He won't. They go to Joe Barry Carroll. Clock down to 5 to 4. It's rumbling. He turns on the big man. What a move. Boy, he's got some nice moves, that kid.
Yes, he does. He can go out on the floor. He likes to get the ball out high and then start his move as he did then. And he shows you, hey, I can take the guy to the right and reverse back.
67-57 L.A. Deep to the King. Look at them play ring around the big man. Boy, they sag back. I think Milwaukee probably did the best job defending Jabbar I've seen in some time, and that was Sunday in Los Angeles. Every time the ball would go into the hole, Lanier was leaning on him from behind. Quinn Buckner, the strong side guard, would fall back, slough in, and then they'd get weak from the weak side, help from the weak side forward. They had 3 men around him all night long. You don't stop that.
Well, that's an awesome play. The only way you stop it is to try to turn him the other way to make him take the jump shot. And over the years, he's done a pretty good job of perfecting that, hasn't he?
He is the best. He is the king. No question about it. Unprecedented 6-time MVP in the National Basketball Association. Jabbar with 21. That's Lloyd Free. Oh, they opened up the boulevard. There he was. An open lane. And a freeway heading south. He just laid it home. 69-59, 12 for Lloyd Free. That's Nixon. Boy, they double him up nicely. Jones can't get a handle on it. There's Lloyd Free. Cooper takes it away. What a pass underneath by Free. Big Smith puts it in. Mr. Mean. Larry Smith, 6'8", 210 from Alcorn State.
Well, Lloyd Free tries to tell him, I'll give the ball up, and that was a beautiful pass. Michael Cooper played the good defense, and right there, he just threw the ball away.
4-on-2 break. Air ball as good as a pass, but tied up Lucas and Nixon, and we've got a foul call.
Now, here's the situation. You'll look at it again. Fast break. Actually, Free went to the right when he probably should have gone left. They had a 3-on-2. Good defense by the Lakers, and Golden State misses an opportunity to score 2 more.
69-61. Los Angeles with the lead. They are playing with the ball. Jamal Wilkes tries to put it down. He's tied up on the way through. A lot of inside basketball in the first half.
Now, you'll see that develop quite a bit. The Lakers will bring Wilkes from the right side under the basket, as you look at the basket, to the top of the circle. Then he can dump it into Jabbar or go one-on-one.
Last foul on Bernard King. Bernard King from the University of Tennessee by way of New Jersey. Last year, Utah, all kinds of problems, played in only 13 games. That's Wilkes. Hoop just didn't want it, folks. Jimmy Jones. He'll try and go back and get 2, and he'll get the foul and not the 2, and he'll have to go to the line to earn. And here we go.
And Jimmy Jones does a nice job. Watch this. Watch him get position. Push away. There he is in good position for the offensive rebound. And once you get it in deep, take it right back to the basket, which he did, drew the foul.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's just good, old-fashioned, get right up in your face type basketball, and it gets hard. I'm telling you, it really gets hard. And that Joe Barry Carroll got the foul.
Well, you get the ball that deep, you have to take it back to the hoop. Even if you got it that deep, you'd have to take it back to the hoop. The problem is you jump as high as you could and see kneecaps.
What are you talking about? You've never seen me jump so high. Just take that $100 bill you got in your pocket and stick it up in the air. Watch me go get it.
Well, I'll tell you, those painted lines on the floor, they're difficult to get over sometimes.
For you, too.
And that was a nice move by Joe Barry.
71-63. Lakers with 8 points in front. Rebound. Bernard King on the outlet. They're looking to pressure the ball the other way, and the idea by Al Adelson crew to try and tire the Lakers out. Norm Nixon takes it away from Lloyd Free, and now they even it out. 2-on-2. Now make it 3-on-2. That's Wilkes. Shoots that funny-looking shot, John, but it gets there.
I was going to say the same thing. John Wooden said he tried to change him in the early years, and he found out how nicely he shot the ball. He decided to leave him alone.
He learned to shoot that shot when he was a kid. He played in the schoolyards. He was always so thin.
Wow, what a pass by King. He almost took the head off 2 players.
Can I tell you the story?
Okay.
Or should I hold it?
Is it interesting?
I don't know.
If it isn't, keep it.
Miss Bernard King. Lucas. Here he goes to the middle. Looks for the trailers on the break. Goes to Lloyd Free. Boy, talk about light 'em up basketball. 73-67. Nixon and Cooper the guard line. That's 6-3-6-6. And Cooper will clear out and let Nixon bring it down. 14 points now for all world. Or as they say here in Golden State, world. Flash the big man to the middle of the lane. And Joe Barry Carroll saw it coming. What's happening is Bernard King is not getting over in time to help out. He should be cheating a little bit toward the paint when Kareem sets up, depending upon what side he sets up on. The other guard or the other forward on the opposite side should start to cheat in there to help out. You can stay within 6 feet of your man. That's 4 team fouls now on Golden State.
And 4 personal fouls on Carroll as he gets a rest, and Big Cliff comes in.
Big Clifford Ray. Well, you talk about a guy putting his shoulder to the wheel. Clifford Ray can do that. Here's Kareem. Clifford Ray looks back and says, "What are you doing, big man? Don't make me look bad. I might have to invite you over for some of my gourmet cooking."
Well, we just saw the shot you made famous, the old sky hook, huh?
That's my shot. 23. Remember the night we heard that shot go around the world when Kareem dumped it over high Henry Finkel in Boston a few years back?
Do I remember it?
What a play off that was.
I found out after the game I was supposed to shoot.
Nobody told you, huh?
I'm glad I didn't.
67. You'll see it again. Lakers with a lead.
Lucas takes it inside. Kareem comes up for the double team, and Lucas goes right between them. On the handoff, the ball goes side court on the foul.
Run the slice over the top. Give it to Bernard King. No traveling on it. Back to Lucas. King falls down. Down to Smith. That's Lucas again. Three-pointer. Hold it. Not done yet. Jimmy Jones outlet. Cooper, look at him poke check it away and get it back. Oh, boy. Cooper. What a play by Michael Cooper. He's got 10. You talk about quick reactions. These guys are playing on instincts tonight, folks. This is not X and O time. This is just instinct basketball. There's where your basically great athletes come in. And we'll take a look at this one. Watch this play by Cooper.
The three-pointer, it hangs on the rim. It almost goes in. Jones with the rebound. Now watch the outlet to Cooper. He just flips it away from the defensive man and jam.
My goodness gracious. Back to the live action. That's Bernard King. Off the last foul by Jamal Wilkes. The Golden Staters got it back on a side front inbound. And you saw the result as Bernard King has registered 15 points. Wilkes, I haven't seen him go to the basket as many times in his career as he's done here tonight, Johnny. He does not basically put it down and go to the hoop. He's usually inside to get the easy, smart percentage basket or taking the outside shot when everybody's sloughed inside to cover the big man.
Well, Eddie King's upset because I think he's pushing baseline. Obviously he is. Wilkes is beating him, but he's not getting any weak side help as Jabbar rebound and foul in the backcourt by Bernard King.
Bernard going to have to take that foul and realize that Bernard and the Golden Staters have gone to number 5. And with a backcourt foul at 6:47 in the third period, you go to the other end right here. There's the foul by Bernard King.
Well, sometimes you can get a steal in that situation. There are a few players around the league that are exceptional at it. Quinn Buckner comes to mind in Milwaukee at going after the ball once the man comes down with it. But you risk committing that foul, and that means 2 shots.
And that means that King's got to go out with 3 personal fouls. Clifford Ray, Larry Smith, or make that Ricky Brown. Purvis Short is also in, and we'll tell you about the lineups when we return. 6:47 with a timeout here in the third period. A pause for this word. And a reminder, you're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Network.
LA. It's one of the great collegiate basketball matchups of the season. And it's coming your way Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the USA Network. Games between these two clubs are classics, to say the least. And this one should be no different. Be sure to tune in Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for UCLA versus Notre Dame live on the USA Network.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. That is indeed. 79-69 here. We are at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, home of the Golden State Warriors. This is a club that moved over here in 1972 for the 71-72 season, and then won the whole package in 1974-75.
Actually, prior to their moving, they played in the Cow Palace and a few. What was the name of the other place? Pacific Arena. And that was a real experience there. They had the balconies and the people right on top of you. I remember Rick Barry having some great games in that location.
They had the chandeliers of the old Cow Palace. Remember, they brought them back. Franklin Muley took a trip around the world on his boat and brought back those very expensive chandeliers. And they had a special section for season ticket holders where you had to wear a black tie to the games and had special dining privileges with chandeliers and the whole package right on the floor. 25 for Abdul-Jabbar. 81-69. Lakers with a lead. 6:33 to play here in the third period. That is Purvis Short. Look at Kareem step up and switch on the defense. Great defense. Now they got a mismatch underneath and they can't find Clifford Ray. Three-pointer. Oh! Lloyd Free. He wanted the world and he got it. 81-72. Lloyd Free and not trailing by 9. Lucas and Free trying to pump up their teammates as they go up tight on Norman Nixon. Jones trying to get to Jabbar. Knocked away there by Larry Smith. And the rookie from Alcorn State playing tough on Jones. Look at them play catch. That's the kind of movement you love to see, John. Great ball movement right there.
Well, that's one of the times the Lakers really had patience tonight. Moved the ball around and got just what they wanted after some good defense by Golden State.
That's a fine defensive player right there, Cooper. And trying to go with a Wilkes on a very tough pass to handle.
As we look at it again, that's right, the pass, as you'll see here, Cooper coming up, and he really puts the ball too low. The defensive man there knocks it right off the foot of Wilkes, but the shooting percentages right now, the Lakers 59% compared to 53% for Golden State.
That's Torrid, T-O-R-R-I-D, 83-72 score. Lakers with the lead. Purvis Short foul from behind by Jamal Wilkes. So Purvis Short, 6'7", 210, three-year man from Jackson State, who averaged over 17 last year, will be the recipient.
Now here you see Wilkes pushing Short to the baseline just a little. Jones comes up to give help, but the foul was committed by Wilkes.
Short tried to run his man into the screen by Clifford Ray. No foul in the act of shooting, however. And on the miss by Ricky Brown, who's in. Now they got Brown and Ray and Short on the front line with Lucas and Lloyd Free at the guards. That's Jimmy Jones at 6'11". Played a lot of center in his day, but playing at a forward for L.A. There's Kareem. They triangle a strong side. He's got two men around him and a foul by Clifford Ray. Clifford Ray, boy, he could tote that barge and lift that bale. Man, he is big. 83-72.
Now watch it again. And look at three defensive players at one time around Kareem, but he's patient. He waits for his men to clear away. That takes the defensive men with him, but Ray gets called for the reach-in as he forces Kareem really to turn to the jump shot, and that's the best percentage defensively to turn him into that shot.
I don't think a lot of people realize this, but Clifford Ray, as Sonny Parker comes into the game for the Golden Staters for John Lucas, Clifford Ray is a gourmet cook. He really does spend a lot of his time working in the kitchen and has come out of there with some pretty interesting recipes.
Does that make him a gourmet eater? Also?
He looks like it. 85-72. Got him, so he's a big old guy, isn't he, Clifford Ray?
Yes, he is.
That was Ricky Brown. Well, he's got a nice looking shot for a big guy. He's 6'10 plus. He's got 8 points. Golden State with the team of the future. LA is a team right now. Defending world champs playing without their magic man, the heart of their team. Nixon is playing well here tonight. Both these teams have had off since the weekend. Jabbar, 3 seconds, had to shoot it, and the hoop wouldn't swallow it. Rebound by Brown. 85-74. They're within 11. They're trying to cut it down. That's Brown. No. Parker can't. And with it is Michael Cooper, 6'6". Look at Nixon go to the middle. And back to Cooper, and underneath to Jones. Boy, what a nice passing. What a nice passing ball club they are tonight.
That was an excellent play, and Jones got caught on the baseline. He was in the process of clearing on through when Cooper came in between Nixon and Jones and just flipped it over to him. Jones then, the only thing he could do, take it right onto the hoop to draw the foul.
85-74, John. For some of the fans that may have seen pro basketball in their area last night, they are well aware of these scores, but for some who have not, New York beat Cleveland 119-113 in overtime. Chicago, a coming team, 122, losing to San Antonio there, 125-122. Indiana beat Atlanta 110-89 and then lost tonight at Washington. Detroit losing to Utah at home, 104-97. And Portland beaten by Boston in Boston, 126-101. We'll have more later if we have time. 87-74. Lakers with 4 minutes to play in the third have the lead. That's Lloyd Free. 6'3", plays like he's 6'8". Free can't get it done. Deflected over to Cooper. Lead out, pass they go. Again, the fast break by the Los Angeles Lakers. Nixon. Ricky Brown with a rebound. Lloyd Free trying to get it up to the lead man on the break. That's Purvis short. And they'll give it back to L.A. This is basically a run-and-gun type game.
Well, I think one thing that's happening, Eddie, Golden State is really getting the ball up and turning it over a little bit right now because they're looking for the shot quickly. Al Attles said prior to the game that he felt his team wasn't running as well as they will, but that as we look at Carter back into the game, who had a good first half, the rookie out of Indiana, but that Golden State runs a good set offense, which we haven't seen that much tonight.
Kareem trying to go to the hook, knocked away by Ricky Brown. I bet the kid studied that one over the years in high school and college and said to himself, hey, when I get a chance, I'm going to show you how to play this man. Now watch it.
Well, nice defense. You could see that he was waiting for Kareem to turn into that hook because he felt he had the help defensively from his teammates the other way.
World. 87-76. These two teams have played once this year. Golden State losing back on October 19th, 125-107. Boy, what a pretty, that's a picture hook right there.
Eddie, there's a situation he couldn't do anything but shoot it. He was in the 3-second area, had to get out of there, so he goes for 31 points on that shot.
Got 31. 31 for the night by Kareem. Bernard King. Kept live by Ricky Brown. That's Purvis short.
They do go to the offensive boards, Golden State.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, incidentally, with a new seasonal high. Previous high this year at 30. 91-78, the Lakers with a lead.
L.A. wastes no time at all. They're like the old Celtics tonight. Waste no time at all at getting that ball right back up in your face.
Cooper with 12 points. You're probably wondering why these two teams are just running up and down the floor. Well, what they're doing is they're creating situations where they can run.
Now, see, that's a bad shot selection there, though. That's where Golden State really not getting as good a shot as that shot by L.A.
Jimmy Chong. Saw him do that a few years back in Milwaukee at Marquette. And a few high fives all around. We'll see it again, and we'll tell you we've got a break. Break time. LA 93, Warriors 78.
It's the outlet by Jabbar, and then the pass inside to Jones for an easy jam.
And we will tell you, with 2:10 to play here in the third period of basketball, time for pause. You're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA.
Actually, Golden State not playing that poorly. They're playing quite well, but the Lakers, as we look at their bench, they're playing very good basketball. They're wasting no time at all getting the ball up the floor and getting good shots. And yet when they've been forced to set up with the defense of Golden State, they're running some very nice plays for Jabbar, and Jabbar is finding the open man when it's been necessary. But with 30, I believe he still has 31 points.
31 points.
31 points. He hasn't had to kick it off too many times.
Well, but he is being allowed to do the thing that he does best. Most nights, Kareem does not have the liberty of doing what they have allowed him to do here, and that is to get that move underway to the middle of the lane. If you give him that move to the middle of the lane without helping from the weak side, you can forget it. You've got to apply pressure on him as soon as he gets the ball and makes his move to the middle. John, one of the reasons why the Los Angeles Lakers have had it pretty well their way tonight is because of this kind of basketball. We call it transition.
Now watch the transition of the Lakers, but watch the team in the yellow, Golden State, and see how many players they don't have back on the break. You saw one and you saw two come in behind Jones. They should have 3 and 4 players back because they know LA is running very good tonight.
There's no question about that. As Jim Brewer comes back into the ball game, the transition game has been the story for the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. They have beaten Golden State back all night long. Their transition game and the lack of for the guys in goal. 93-78, the Lakers with the lead, 2:07, and Golden State with the ball. Brewer will match up now on Bernard King. He's got the better of that on size. King, a very mobile, talented forward. That's Lloyd Free. the bell. 93-80. And Worrell has got 21 to match the uniform number. Takes it away from Eddie George. Breakaway with Brewer. Look at the move! Foul. That's what you call your basic round the world, as he tried to go to the 360 and almost pulled it off.
Well, they love him here, and he is an exciting player. Now watch, it's really not a steal. As you saw the tail end of it there, Jordan threw the ball to Carter, and Carter was not looking for it as he cut through. Now watch Free. Reverse, take it in, spin, and remember where you were and draw the foul.
Not even Kansenflas could have done it any better, except that he would have put it down, probably. 93-80. 81, 145 to play here in the third. That is Lloyd Free from Guilford College. Purvis short on the rebound. Tries a rainbow it over the top, partially deflected by Brewer. Picked up by Kareem, to Brewer, to Eddie Jordan.
You know, Free didn't take any time on that second shot. I think that's why he missed it, that free throw. You have to take a little time in there.
Pop Carter up high. There he is again. Uncontested turn-in hook. They are not doing what they have to do to stop Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, what's happening is they're bringing the ball up the middle of the floor of the Lakers. Now watch Kareem come from the weak side. Actually, the defense is going to have to play higher up on top of him and not allow him to come to that middle, Eddie, as you mentioned. Make him go baseline. Make him reverse underneath.
And if you do allow him to go to the middle, John, you've got to shade him to one side just a little bit to force him out closer to the free throw line. If you let him get the angle toward the hoop, where he is actually leaning in toward the basket, you can forget about it, because the way he leans and with the way he shoots the ball, it's like easy money in the bank.
Are you sure?
I've seen it for so many years. I can see it in my sleep. 95-81. Jabbar with a brand new season high as the points continue to mount. He's got 34, and he has 14 here in the third period. Boy, he is having a third period of basketball.
So you realize the hook shot is the most difficult shot, average shot, that you normally see in basketball. And he makes it look easy. Three-pointer.
That was a jackknife effort by Lloyd Free. That's Purvis short. He can rainbow it, can he? Purvis short. Boy, I'll tell you what, he's got an arc on his shot surpassed only by the one that we used to call the original rainbow, Johnny Mack from Milwaukee.
Boy, he put that one up high. Actually, he's taken a couple of shots tonight that have not been good shots. That one went in.
There's Jabbar getting a little double-team pressure, and when you do that, he looks to the open man, and he gets the assist. He's playing a complete game tonight, Kareem. 14 points, 97-83. Michael Cooper above his average. Ball deflected by Brewer, but back out to Lloyd Free. The Lakers having it pretty much their way with 24 seconds in the third, leading this game by 14 points. Bernard King, one-on-one on Brewer. On the air special, we'll have a foul. Boy, he had to hit him with everything but a pneumatic hammer that time. Watch this.
Golden State will try to set the ball up whenever possible. They like to get it into King, who can go one-on-one, and here that's just what they've done. Here he draws double-team action, and the foul.
Bernard King, one-on-one, down on the baseline, is as good as anyone in the league. Marcus Johnson of Milwaukee is a sensational player. Bernard King, when you get him on the baseline, he is like a guy that has found his home. We have a timeout with 17 seconds to play, and we will hang on for you and remind you that we have a fourth period of basketball coming up. And on this Thanksgiving 1980, both these teams giving you a plate full tonight. They really are. 17 seconds with a 97-83 Los Angeles Laker lead. Give you a few more scores from last night's basketball action. Kansas City with a 118-100 win over New Jersey in Kansas City. Phoenix 113, Seattle 103. Philadelphia, a slim one, 101 to Houston 100, and has been the case. Dr. J taking over in the late stages again on that one. And San Diego beaten by Denver, final 113 to 109. There's the Laker huddle. Let's see if we can pick up some noise. Pat Riley talking with Paul Westhead, rest of the Lakers.
Another one to take, right? Yeah, get another one if you want.
Doing a lot of lip reading in that huddle right now. We have 17 seconds to play here in the third period. And tell you again that in the other basketball game tonight, Indiana losing to Washington. And the score there, 123 to 108. Lots of action in your neighborhood perhaps tomorrow. And if you can't make that, hope you'll tune us in again next week for our Thursday night USA NBA doubleheader.
And
That's
that
a
guy
tough
right
man
there,
John, he's a good one.
I played a number of years against him, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, and he was the type of guy you hated to play against. He had those steel fingers. He'd put a finger on your hip and move you all over the floor, and you didn't want to argue with him. And I didn't. I said, Al, what would you like me to do tonight? Anything? Score two, score none?
If we could have cloned the ideal guard, it would have been your shooting touch and his defensive ability, because he could play the D. Boy, back in the day when you never heard too much about defense, he was one of the masters, Al Attles. There's Bernard King. Played at the University of Tennessee with another NBA player. He's down in Kansas City now, Ernie Grunfeld. And he's got a brother, Albert King, that is quite a player at the University of Maryland. Bernard trying to overcome a lot of personal problems, and he's done a decent job of it here so far. Now we'll have another timeout.
The Lakers called this one. They want to talk something over.
Oh, boy. You know, the interesting thing, John, in a game that NBA teams got a total of 7 timeouts, up to 4 in the 4th period of each game. Well, what we have now is that both these teams are entering the 4th period with 3 timeouts left. And it'll be interesting to see if they need to use them in the 4th and how they do if we get that far.
If you like hockey, listen to this. USA's popular Monday night NHL series returns for a new season Monday, December 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Opening night action finds the New York Rangers hosting the Minnesota North Stars in a Madison Square Garden showdown. Join Dan Kelly every Monday evening for fast-paced National Hockey League action exclusively on the USA Network.
Want to listen to a Shakespearean scholar? That's Paul Westhead.
Wingmen pop out nice and high. Like inside 8 seconds, you're going to hold it out here. Inside 8 seconds. When he starts making his push, both our big guys are going to go out. And now you're just going to take it all the way and do it yourself. Now, if he picks up his dribble because you don't like it, then we're going to curl our guys in. So you can pass. You don't have to shoot it, but if it's wide open, then just get down the pipe. 41-10. Clear. It's clear what we're doing.
Didn't sound like Shakespearean to me. Sounded pretty good, clear, concise, your basic X and O basketball, NBA style. Paul Westhead. And let's see how they set it up. Didn't get the whole gist of that, John, but it looked like they're going to have 2 wingmen, set them down in the corners, try and dribble the ball up the middle. And if they can't get the action they want in the middle, try and release to either one of the corner men.
Eddie, I think that timeout shows you the control he has and how he likes to keep in touch with every phase of the game with 17 seconds to go. And, of course, the first free throw made, you might think, well, why would he call another timeout? Obviously, he was concerned about something, the clarity of something. He wanted to get 2 more points before this, into this 3rd period, because every basket is important.
There he is right there. He can tell you anything you want to know about Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet.
I wonder if he's explained some of that to Patrick Riley over there, his assistant.
I don't think Riley cared. Pat Riley, who was a great one at Kentucky and a former NBA player, ex-broadcaster, he's down there now on the bench as the assistant. Bernard King, 97-85. Let's see if the Lakers set it up the way we thought. Okay, they've got Carter on one wing. They've got Cooper on the other. Now Carter flares out in the corner, and so does Cooper. They open up the middle, and this is what they're going to do. That's exactly the way they set it up. And they drop the ball intended for Brewer. Back into the corner with 1 second. They'll get it away. And Cooper can't make it work. So they had the play in mind. They try to affect it. Deflection by Golden State. And that's the way it ends up after 3. The Lakers 97. Golden State 85. That's the way it is after 3 periods. And we'll tell you again that you're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Television Network. Back to the live action, 4th period basketball. That is Butch Carter. Rookie from Indiana to Jimmy Jones. Almost 3-point range. And the rebound by Lucas. They trail it 97-85. Golden State. Sonny Parker. Joe Barry Carroll. Rookie from Purdue with 20 points in the ball game. Remember, Golden State has won 10 straight games here at home. Their all-time club record is 12. They want to keep the string going. Carter. Crowd yelling for defense. Purvis short playing the kid 6'5". He's had a night. Oh, what a shot by Carter. Butch Carter showing offense that we didn't think he really had that much of, and he's got 14 points in the game.
And now's the time for Golden State to really put it on. Kareem's on the bench. So is Wilkes. Golden State has to get back into this and take command with defense.
Down to the big guy. On the iron and out, Brewer. Lucas, nice pass by John Lucas, and he'll get the foul underneath Sonny Parker. As Jimmy Jones came down on top of Sonny Parker, but there is the value of a John Lucas, the way he moves the ball around, particularly inside.
Well, watch it again. Carroll gets the shot. He misses. It's kept alive by Lucas. He takes it right back to the basket, draws the attention of the defense, gets it to Parker, and he's stepped on.
But I'll tell you what a fine pass by John Lucas. He really has his wits about him all the time. You see those big people flying down on top of you, and you have the semblance of mind to find that open man. That's an amazing ability that these fellas have. And now with Sonny Parker at the stripe, he misses on the first, 99-87. Parker coming into the game, 87% of the line, does not miss very often. 99-88 by 11. 1 point for Sonny Parker. A year ago, Parker averaged 14.5. His role has changed. Boy, look at him get up in the air. They got some leapers on this Golden State team. 99-88. They could take care of a fire without a hook and ladder. They can get upstairs, can't they? Bernard King. Bernard King, after his trouble last year, went to the Southern California Summer League. As Lucas put it in, and King was the most valuable player. And he is picking right up this year. 10 points for Lucas. We got a foul call. Purvis Short took every bit of Eddie Jordan he could handle right there. This is what you call gritting your teeth and taking a charge.
Boy, it looks like Short was standing there waiting on him, and the officials say this is a difficult call to make. I think it may have been a charge, but of course, I'm not blowing the whistle, Alan.
You've blown it a few times in your life, 99-90.
And it cost me every time.
That's right. I never saw a man in my life that used to cry more when you got hit for a technical foul.
And they were only 25 in those days.
And you were rolling in it, too. 100-90. 10-point lead for the Los Angeles Lakers.
I thought all you announcers made it. Now I find out you don't.
Oh, boy, are you dreaming. 10-10 to play in the ball game. 101-90. Lakers with the lead. They're playing the defense. Jordan out on top. Lucas is a natural left-handed. They'll try and get him to dribble with the right hand if they can. You see Jordan trying to overplay him to the right, if possible. That's Purvis Short. That is the matchup for you, folks. Sonny Parker, 101, 92, 9:38. The Lakers with the lead. Norman Nixon, little guard from Duquesne. Jimmy Jones, they clear it out. He works on Joe Barry Carroll. Nice move by Jimmy. Boy, was that a nice move.
Boy, that was a good move. I've seen him do it a number of times. Of course, he gets a defensive man leaning and then pulls up with that little step-away shot.
103-92, and that was not a move that Al McGuire taught him either.
It may have been.
No, I don't think so.
We'll ask Al. No, he had that.
Al McGuire taught him how to go to the refrigerator.
John McGuire, his high school coach, may have taught him that, huh?
That's right. 103-92, foul Norman Nixon, 4 on him, 2 on Los Angeles. Golden State with 1.
And Golden State cannot afford just to trade hoops.
Double up on Bernard King, manages to control the dribble. We've got a block. Boy, I think that Jess Kersey was ready to whistle it the other way. As Daryl Garrison, the out on top official, called it the blocking foul on the defender, while Kersey looked like he was ready to go on a charge. The official who blew the whistle first gets the call, and that's the way it goes. Joe Barry Carroll. You don't think those fellas are up on that trampoline? Butch Carter. Best night of his career. Jimmy Jones rebounding. And out of bounds, it'll go to Los Angeles. 103-92, Los Angeles with the lead and the ball with 8:51 to inbound. 24 seconds on the clock. Great screen by Brewer. Boy, what a nice screen as Brewer came over and set it to free Nixon for the two-pointer.
And Nixon, he gets so high in the air on his shot. He always leans back just a little to the left, but he does a great job of always squaring up with the basket for that good shot.
He's 10 points below his seasonal average. He's got 6. He's averaging 16. That kid's got a great soft shot in around the hoop. That's Joe Barry Carroll. They trail by 11. He's got 22. 8:23 and ticking down. They run a high post split off Jones. Kareem is still on the bench resting. Jimmy puts it down. Carroll drives a drawn foul. Brewer on a loose ball foul. Jim Brewer, LA, loose ball foul. For them, their 4th. You'll see it right here.
Now, Bernard King has inside position. Watch him block off, but Brewer just pushes him out of the way on a little interior move there in the line and gets called for the foul.
It's 4 on LA, repeating again with 8:10. And these free throw situations coming up could be a big help to Golden State. Lloyd Free over Eddie Jordan. He held his ground and he committed a foul. Lloyd Free, like George Gervin down in San Antonio, to mention just 2, as you look at Al Attles and Dickie D'Oliva, his assistant for a long time, is one of a few players in this league that can get a shot anytime he wants.
Well, look how he holds the ball, Eddie. He puts his elbows up in front of the defensive player, takes the ball back over his head. It's very difficult to get to. Now, Eddie Jordan made the mistake of reaching in a little too far on him.
Kareem is back in now with 8:03, a 10-point LA lead. So let's see how Kareem's appearance and presence affects the Lakers from this point on. Billy Reed going to come into the game. Now, you might be a little bit surprised that they would come in with a rookie, 6'5", 190 plus from San Francisco U. But they've got him in there because he is an outstanding defensive player. And they're going to try and create more pressure on LA right now. See if they can take advantage of some mistakes and turn it over at the other end.
And when you get down like this and you have to do it with defense, is when you would like to have a variety of defenses, some trapping defenses, some defenses that can force the other team into turnovers. But Al Attles says they haven't spent that much time on that this early in the year.
Let's see how Reed does on Norman Nixon. That's a tall assignment. Reed bigger than Nixon as Nixon goes to a position to get the ball. There's the youngster from San Francisco. They call him the Outlaw. He is tough. Kareem on the baseline. They're playing ring around the big guy. There's a little bit more pressure back into the corner. And there is where Jabbar is so effective. When he's having one of his nights, John, he can get it in deep, take his move. If it's not there, he will find the open man.
And it's important that those open men then put the ball in the basket like Eddie Jordan did. And I'm sure Eddie Jordan thinks he woke up in heaven because he was not playing in New Jersey at all, and now he's with the Lakers.
Billy Reed wide open, couldn't take advantage. They let him go. They didn't play him tough. And Reed could not convert. 107-95. Big Brewer, 6'9", trying to dribble his man Bernard King into Kareem. Kareem sets the pick. They free Brewer. He goes back door. Carter looking for Jabbar to set a screen. We're down to 4. We're down to 3 on the shot clock. Jabbar's got to get it underway. Left-hand finger roll. At the horn. What a move.
But what's happening, Carroll is playing him to a point, and then Kareem just takes another step beyond, and Carroll's going to have to go with him.
35 points. Jabbar, he's doing it at will tonight. 109-95. He has added 5 points to their lead since coming back. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we'll have a replay look as we get another foul on Los Angeles. And we'll tell you on the way out that it's LA 109, Golden State 95. Looking at it again. Foul called on the play. And we will tell you it's fourth period action. 6:46 to play in the ball game. We'll pause for this word. You're watching Thursday Night.
They fix.
Eddie Doucette, John McLaughlin. We are coming to you tonight on Thanksgiving from the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. The scene of the game between the Lakers. And they came in here with odds stacked against him without Magic and without Mark Landsberger, a fine rebounder that they have, and against a team that had won 10 straight games at home, the youthful Golden State Warriors, making an outstanding turnaround off of last year's 24-58 finish. Here they come, Billy Reed, Lloyd Free. They've got Purvis Short on the floor. Also Joe Barry Carroll and Bernard King. For the Los Angeles club, one on the left set up there is Jim Brewer, veteran from the University of Minnesota. Big Brew playing in his 8th year in the NBA is Free at the line. That foul, incidentally, was committed by Billy Reed.
Now, we might expect to see Golden State try to pick up the pressure defensively. Maybe not full court, but at some time they're going to have to go at least to the 10-second line. But a factor, or at least it could be a factor, the Lakers with 5 team fouls, Golden State only 1.
Brewer is not great at putting the ball down on the floor, and you see the result. He put it down, and they swiped it away. Good heads-up defense by Golden State. That's Bernard King. Nice play. Goaltended by Jabbar. Boy, we have had aggressive center play tonight. Kareem is a very alert performer here tonight, John McLaughlin.
Yes, he was. He was right there. He thought it was a block. I think it was a goaltend. And that was a nice fast break by Golden State. Now watch it here. The ball comes up. Joe Barry Carroll. See him coming down the right side right there. The right side as you look at the basket, left side at the TV. And they find him open. He takes it in to jam it. Kareem's there, but the goaltender.
109-98. On the last foul that put Lloyd free at the line, talking about fouls and catching you up to date if you score with us, it was committed by Eddie Jordan. So you should be all up to date on your fouls now. There's Jordan. They clear out the middle. Now the interchange on the baseline. Uses the sweet spot. Brewer. Jim Brewer. When he first came into the league with Cleveland, John, I thought he was one of the better offensive rebounders that we saw. He went into a funk for a few years where they didn't seem to be using him to his best suited abilities. And tonight we're seeing some of what Jim Brewer can do, and he's played that way all year in L.A.
Oh, nice move by Bernard King. Good reverse. He gets it in front of that basket. He's certainly dangerous, but now it's time for defense.
19 points for Bernard King. 111-100. We're going to get a substitute in the game right here. Substitute Michael Cooper for Jim Brewer. There's Brewer. Did a nice job, and he comes out of the ball game. He's had a checkered career from the standpoint of stops. Cleveland, Detroit, Portland, here. #1 pick way back when with the old Cleveland Cavaliers. That's Wilkes.
Now L.A. with a very small, quick team in there right now.
Lloyd free. Tough pass in the middle of the lane. Purvis short. Barry Carroll. Pretty quick move over Jabbar. 7 feet over 7-2. Boy, you talk about dexterity. These big guys have really got it. He's got 26 points in the game.
The Lakers are pushing him to the baseline, and he's taking every bit of it and scoring.
They're down to 9. Tango. Norman Nixon. We have seen some unbelievable shooting here tonight. Nixon with 8. And a turnover on the part of Golden State.
Now there's an example where Reed tried to give the ball to Joe Barry Carroll. Not a smart move, rookie mistake. You do not want to give the big man the ball that far out on the floor. Carroll was not even looking for it, and besides that, the pass was behind him, and I'm sure Reed is aware of it. He's going out, John Lucas in.
Now John Lucas just did a very good thing. He stopped the rookie Reed before he came off the floor and said, hey, don't worry about it. Go over there, sit down, pay attention, watch what's going on. Those kind of things will happen. That was good because the youngster might have lost a little confidence, and Lucas, who's a good floor leader, helped him out.
And Nixon with that awesome jump shot.
115-102. 10 points for Norman Nixon. Lakers back to a 13-point lead, and just like that, they've taken the 9-point and blown it up 4 more. Carroll does a 360 and still gets it. Hey, John. Oh, I tell you, this kid and young Cartwright in New York are the centers of the future in the NBA.
They're of the future that have arrived. That's correct. Very fine offensive players. Carroll's a big kid, but up next to Kareem, he doesn't look that big, does he?
Joe Barry with 28. We'll get a look at this last play. Nixon trying to create a situation, and you see it whistle dead as Joe Barry Carroll gets his 4th, and now Golden State with 4. Norman Nixon. Hope all the fans in the L.A. area watching tonight are enjoying this. Oh, boy, the big man is tough.
That's the shot he really likes to see go in. He likes to shoot that jumper and watch it fall because that wasn't as natural for him, and it still isn't as natural as that skyhook.
King, you saw Nixon come over, give him some bother defense, almost take it away, and Joe Barry Carroll right back the other end. Alvin Adams. 117-106, and Joe Barry with 30, Jabbar with 37. Nixon, look at them fill in there. Bernard King gets out, fill the lane. They got a 3-on-2 breakaway, gets it back and lays it in. John, I could see that one coming right out of the chute just by the way King got out here to the outside lane and filled in.
And the Lakers are going to talk about it, Eddie. I'm surprised Nixon, he took that shot very quickly. And when like this, when it gets down into that 3-minute area, you really would like to take some of that shot clock time as you see it again. Here comes Lloyd Free with the ball up in the middle. He gives it to the left side to King, who ran into the fast break area very nicely, filled the lane, and got 2.
LA 117, Golden State 108. Sweet play here in the 4th period. We'll pause for this word. You're watching Thursday Night NBA.
The Lakers they're showing that they can beat you many ways, Eddie, but that time a little impatient. At times tonight they've displayed a lot of patience. At other times, perhaps not as much. But they have so much confidence in their shooting abilities. And Norm Nixon, a player that can go outside and inside and beat you. But that time he pulled up for that jump shot and, of course, missed. Golden State goes the other way and scores. But let's talk Golden State again. They cannot afford to trade baskets. I've been saying that for some time. They must contend with the Lakers' fast break. They must contend with their offense. And they're going to have to change up their defense and force the Lakers into some costly turnovers and score quickly at the other end.
Johnny Mack, couple of quick notes. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. And Joe Barry Carroll right now with a new career high as an NBA player. Earlier tonight, Washington beat Indiana 123-108, a game you saw with our friends Jim Caravellis and Richie Powers. And again, next week, we'll have another exciting NBA twin bill for you coming up on the USA Network. We'll have our second game out here in the West Coast, and we'll be up in Utah. That ought to be an exciting encounter. We'll tell you more about that later on if time permits, but right now we'll remind you it's 117-108. 3:42 to play. Lakers with the ball in the lead. Each team 2 timeouts remaining. Joe Barry Carroll with a new career high as an NBA player. He's got over 30. Jabbar with 37. Look at here. Air ball skyhook. Saved by Golden State. That's the big kid Smith. Or make it Brown. Lloyd free. Land of the Giants. Foul by Abdul-Jabbar. They're coming back. They're not out yet. And this Golden State team is breathing heavy.
Lloyd Free goes in and challenges the biggest of the big, Jabbar. Now watch it again. Put those arms, those elbows up, double pump, and make the big guy foul you. Jabbar didn't like the call, but Free does.
I'll tell you one thing, Lloyd. You're going in there amongst that kind of timber. You better bring a chainsaw with you beside the basketball. Those big old strong guys down there in that forest. 117-109. Lloyd Free with 25 points. Add one. 117-110. This is as close as they've been in a long time. 3:26 to play. If you're out east watching, throw another log on the fire. If you're on the West Coast, I hope you're enjoying. This is a good one. Kareem. Didn't want it. Lucas. And we got a loose ball foul. Right here. Right here. And it's against L.A. And Jimmy Jones will sit down over the call by Jesse Kersey.
Well, let's take a look at it again and see what you think. They go to Jabbar. That's what you want. No double team. You have the hook. But even he can miss once in a while. Watch the battle underneath. Jones pushing away. The rebound comes off to Golden State. And Jones gets the foul. Looks like a good call.
They've got a very spirited Thanksgiving night crowd here tonight. Close to full house here at Oakland. I'd imagine over 12,000 people in the stands this evening. And a good game as you look at Bernard King on the foul by Jones, his fourth. Lakers at 5. Best shot. He'll get another, however, on the loose ball situation. King with 21 points. Lakers have been in the penalty since way back. 8 minutes and 3 seconds here in the game. They made the penalty effect.
Boy, those are 2 big, big misses right there.
Could have gotten it down to 5.
Remember those.
Now we got a whistle.
Joe Barry Carroll, I believe, gets the foul right. He's trying to keep Jabbar away from the ball. Kareem then came from the weak side away from the ball, under the basket, trying to come to the ball. The Lakers know who to look for when they need to, don't they? That puts Jabbar on the line. He has 2 coming.
And he misses. So they're trading off right now on missed free throws. Jabbar has made tonight 9. He has missed 4. He has 37. Make it 38 points in the game.
He's shooting 77% on the line on the year.
He's a 71% career free throw shooter.
He's improved it a little bit each year.
He really has. Former college player of the year, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Lloyd Free. Not this time. Look at the foul. Ricky Brown. Oh, my goodness gracious. They got some good-looking young players here at Golden State. He's got 10.
They are a fine offensive rebounding team.
6 points, Wilkes.
Big hoop.
That, my friends, is what you call putting a chill on a warm team. 120 to 112. 20 points for Jamal Wilkes. He'll do it every time. Great pass. And a foul. And a foul. Not over. We're down to 2:23. You see this excitement. The youngster Ricky Brown from World.
Well, this isn't only double team, Eddie. This is triple team. And that leaves someone open. Actually, Jones or Jabbar should have stayed on the weak side. I think they're keying a little too much on Free, and Free knows it, so he's finding the open man.
Jimmy Jones gets it. That's number 5 for the big man. And Brown, the youngster at the line, will get an extra shot with a penalty in. Brown, 68% in college, 67% last year as a senior. He won't need the penalty shot. And look out, we've got ourselves a 5-point ball game. We have 2:20 to play. 13 points for Ricky Brown. He's a good-looking youngster. 6'10 plus and can bang them boards. Cooper against Lloyd Free. Oh, that's a big one.
That guy can play basketball. They have a lot of them that are good on that team, on both of those teams. And Cooper's showing he can put it in and Coach Carroll when he gets that deep.
Well, we have seen some great inside passing in this game. This crowd is going bonkers right now. Big man King. And again, John, leaning in on that turn-in hook. You've got to force him out, try and get him off balance a little bit, get him leaning the other way. Three-pointer. No foul. Fight for it. Wilkes got a man out ahead. Steal by Lucas. A 3-on-1. No. Carroll. No. Jones. Kareem. Jones. And that's the way it ends up.
Bernard King has had a good game tonight, Eddie, but he missed 2 big free throws. And that time, I think he made a bad mistake. As Nixon, no?
Off the hand of Lloyd Free, I believe. Right. That's where it's going to be called.
Matador defense, he knocked it out. But King, I think, made a bad decision there. He challenged Jabbar when, in essence, if he had just held 1 beat, they could have had a 2-on-1 and an easy 2 points.
Boy, oh boy, we're going to have to take a break to catch a breather here. What a pace we have seen with a timeout. LA 124, Golden State 117 in the 4th period. Let's pause for this word. You're watching Thursday night NBA basketball on the USA Network.
This 6-hour VH.
Los Angeles 124, Golden State 117. The Lakers huddling around Westhead, and let's watch this last play in a 3-point effort by Lloyd Free.
Boy, this is action at its best. The excitement right there. Free misses. Then the Lakers get the rebound. Lucas steals it. Now watch. Gives it to King. King right there has Carroll on the left on a 2-on-1, and he elects to challenge Jabbar. And at that time, that would have been a big basket for Golden State.
That's your basic hot potato there. 124 to 117. Lakers with a lead. They will have possession of the basketball as they inbound with Jamal Wilkes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brewer, Michael Cooper, and Norm Nixon. Defensively, it'll be Golden State with Lucas and Lloyd Free at the guards. It'll be Ricky Brown, Joe Barry Carroll, 2 rookies on the front line. And they miss it. And a loose ball foul. And Bernard King will round out the 5 for Golden State. And we got a loose ball foul. We'll see it again.
Here you see Jabbar find Cooper, who was left open because Free left Cooper to double-team Jabbar. And you have to gamble like that. You can't let Kareem be isolated on the baseline, go one-on-one. Free did the right thing, and it paid off for Golden State in that situation because now they can score 2 on that charity stripe.
Ricky Brown at the line, John, playing more than he has played at any time this year, and as a result, he's come up with a new career high as an NBA performer. 8 the previous high. He has 13, going for 15 right here.
The big guy's active on the boards. He can go to the offensive boards very nicely, and in this last exchange, the defensive boards. And Franklin Muley, the owner of this team, I'm sure he's excited.
He's got to be happy with the way he's seen his team play, particularly the young man. And Ricky Brown's got 15.
All right, 14. Golden State has to hold them here.
124, 119. Nixon tries to create. Kareem with a follow. No! This baby's going to go right down to the last shot. John Lucas. Maryland All-American, played under Lefty Drizel. To try and get it to All-World on Cooper. Now he's 6'3" against 6'6". Open man. There's John Lucas. They spread it out. They try and draw the defense to a one-on-one situation. Bernard King, Free hustles. We got a loose ball foul. Bernard King may have caught a break here, John. It looked like he may have committed the loose ball foul.
Yeah, they caught him, and he did. Now look here. Good defense. He has to throw up a tough shot, but that shot clock was running down. The Lakers did a nice job. They know we have to double team Free, make him give it up, and Lucas got the ball. At that point, that's the guy the Lakers want to shoot it. He knew that. He did not. Therefore, he passed it inside. That was a difficult shot by King. That was a big exchange. Bernard
King has not had a good 4th period. Missed a couple free throws and now has committed a couple turnovers in costly situations. And it's 125-119. They had it down to 5. And now at the line, Jamal Wilkes. And look at how cool he is. I don't think he perspires, does he? Oh, he's smooth, I'm telling you. John Wooden loved him as a player. He had so many great ones, and here they come. Well, the Lakers, I thought they'd wear down. They have not. They have really played the days off since Sunday and really helped. Joe Barry. Oh, by Jabbar. Oh, he snuffed one by the 7-footer. Give it to Lloyd Free, 3-pointer. One along the launch. launching pad. Joe Barry, chipped by Ricky Brown, and Norman Nixon in the backcourt. It's all over now. The Lakers have managed to withstand a tremendous charge by Golden State. I thought it would come down to one final shot, but some tough spots here in the fourth period, and the Lakers are going to win this one and wrap up a big win. Wilkes, 128-119 with 1 second. And it's all over. Final score of the basketball game. Los Angeles and Golden State in a very spirited ball game. Final score, Lakers 128, the Warriors 119. We'll be back with a wrap-up for you, and we'll do that in just a moment.
Basketball. It's a moving experience.
A very exciting basketball game tonight at Oakland. Lakers 128, Warriors 119, and right now it's time for our NBA Star of the Game show, featuring tonight's top performer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. For appearing on our Star of the Game show, all players receive a gift from Nunn Bush Shoes. Remember now, to be well dressed, you have to start at the bottom, and that's where Nunn Bush comes in. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 40 points, a new seasonal high, and he's ready with John McLaughlin.
Kareem, obviously coming into this game tonight, you knew that Golden State had won 10 straight at home, and whenever you play anyone in your own division, it's very important to win that game, and I thought they made a good run at you, didn't they?
Well, they did. You know, playing at home, you have to have a certain incentive. You know, they had a big crowd out here tonight, and they wanted to see him win. But we were lucky enough to get a lead, and we kept it.
You know, Joe Barry Carroll, fine young player, had a good offensive night, Kareem, and he moves very well in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He shoots that turnaround jumper very effectively. I had a little bit of a time learning how to play him. I think I'm doing a little bit better. It got better as the game ended. In fact, I got a block on him late in the game, but he's tough. He's going to be around for a long time.
Kareem, I know you can't see it from where we're standing, but we're going to a replay of a block shot that you had, and of course you're leading the league in that department. That must mean quite a bit to you. And here, well, I think the block was on Carroll. We're getting a chance to see it on this play. You really wanted to get up and play him on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. You know, it was down toward the end of the game. If they'd made that, they would have been within 3 points, and that's just something we couldn't have. So I tried to get up tough on him.
What about your defense? And there's another one, Kareem, you tip it away. What about the Lakers defense against Golden State? Do you change your team defense for different clubs, or do you pretty much stay with the same type of defense?
We have to adjust our defense to who we're playing. There's a lot of different great talents in this league, and they all do something different, and we have to know what's being thrown at us and how to prepare for it.
You know, I have to ask you this one. Obviously, you've probably been asked it many times, but the loss of Magic means you people have to go through some adjustments that you're going through now. But Wilkes is playing very well for you, and obviously tonight you had a great game. Do you feel added pressure, Kareem?
Well, this pressure on us. Anytime you lose a talent like Magic, you can't just come back and play the same way that you've been playing. But we have a lot of other talents on this team, and we can pull together. I think the acquisition of Eddie Jordan was like finding a gold coin in the street. He's does some really good things for us defensively and handling the ball. So I think we're going to be able to stay competitive in our division, and I hope that by the time Magic gets back, we'll still be, if not at the top, close to it.
Well, Kareem, you're still playing, and you're still, you know, a number of years ago when you first came to Milwaukee, you didn't think you were going to play that long. This is number 12, and I still love to see you. Good luck to you.
It's getting lonely out here, Moose. I might have to join you on the sideline there.
Join Eddie and I, right?
Okay.
Thanks, Kareem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, star of the game. Back to you, Eddie.
Okay, guys, tremendous interview and a good show out there, Kareem. You really did a great job. 40 points, new seasonal high. And we will remind you again, the Lakers beat Golden State. We'll come back and talk about some highlights right after this break when Thursday night NBA basketball continues. Against a team that had won 10 straight games at home, the Los Angeles Lakers came in here, jumped out on top of Golden State, and were never headed. They led 29-26 at the quarter. They outscored Golden State in every quarter except the third when they were deuced at 30-30, and they come away with an exciting 128-119 win. Jabbar with 40. You heard him on the post-game show as the star of the game with John McLaughlin. 16 for Michael Cooper and 24 for Jamal Wilkes. On the other side, a very nice, a very spirited, and a youthful Golden State team gave it everything they had. They come up a little short. Lloyd Free with 26, Bernard King with 21. He had rough going down the last 4 or 5 minutes of the ball game. And Joe Barry Carroll, you heard Kareem talk about him, fine young rookie with 32 points in the ball game. So there it is. We certainly hope you enjoyed it. In addition to the rest of your Thanksgiving Day, it's been a pleasure to be with you, and we'll tell you again, the final score, Los Angeles 100, thing you've always wanted in a beer and less. Now this is Eddie Doucette for John McLaughlin saying goodbye from the Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, California. Lakers with a win.
A jump shot by Sports Time superstar Kareem Jabbar of UCLA, warming up at the Houston Astrodome in 1968 for college basketball's Game of the Century. The Big E, Elvin Hayes of Houston, the opposition. Houston had won 48 in a row at home. UCLA 47 in a row everywhere. Our Sports Time question, who won, UCLA or Houston? Who won the Game of the Century? 10 seconds to go. Houston has the lead, 71-69, and the Big E has the ball. Can they hold the lead? Can they break UCLA's fantastic 47-game winning streak? You bet they can. They did it. Elvin Hayes led Houston to a 71-69 victory over UCLA.